so Andrew Tate, for example, he preaches something that's very similar to hustle culture. You know, you just need to work like all day. He's said before, you know, if I'm not working, I'm sleeping. Like all the hours of the day, I'm working. And then a couple of journalists from Vice News who spent time in his compound said that he spent most of the time there sitting around the pool with his brother, like joking around and smoking cigars. But he presents this kind of very like lavish life. If you look at his social media stuff, this very lavish, ostentatious lifestyle, you know, fast cars, private jets, luxury travel. And, you know, this like bevy of like attractive women seem to be, you know, in the background at all times. But he doesn't tell the people that this lifestyle is often funded by the Pied Piper like following he's developed. So, you know, they don't tell you this. And they're kind of confidence men. So in the past, you'd have people like that. Yeah, they'd have their ads selling their kind of magic beans in the back of a magazine or something. And, you know, they get rich quick schemes. And it's just like, yeah, whatever. But with social media, it's kind of changed the game a lot because you can have charisma, that kind of telegenic charisma, which is very powerful. Donald Trump is a good example of someone in the public space who's incredibly charismatic, and that's kind of why he's where he is. In my view, that's like the main reason.
Well, the incentives at play with social media over-index on charisma rather than competency.
For sure. And also the lifestyle. So these kind of entrepreneurs now can lead with the lifestyle. And it's not just the manosphere which does that. You see all of these business gurus present this kind of lifestyle. And especially if you're a teenage boy, that stuff is really compelling. It can be really compelling. But they don't really tell you that often isn't something they've got just through some meritocratic work ethic. That is often through, again, scamming followers or getting people to sign up for these lucrative courses, like the business expert whose only business is selling the business courses rather than actually building some like a genuine business. And in many ways, the world isn't a meritocracy. So if you take this stuff to heart and really start to kind of grind, so to speak, and then it doesn't materialize, then there can be a lot of like anger from that, I think. And I think one thing that I think is dangerous in the pickup space and in the manosphere generally, and among these kind of influencers like Andrew Tate, is I think you can be sucked into that world of not really knowing what your own desires and goals are. So you find all of these people pursuing someone else's idea of the good life. And is this actually what you want? Is this actually what resonates with you? I think it's also why you often have people who are very workaholic when they're younger, have these midlife crises when they're older, which is kind of this existential feeling that they're not really pursuing the actual things that deep down they actually really want their life to be about. And I think social media has made it very easy it does create this feeling of like pauperization among people that you know, everyone else has more money, is having more sex, is going on better holidays. But really you have to think, you know, what is it that makes me happy? Is it this like sports car? Is it kind of having this like infinity pool and this like huge house? Is it this type of woman that is presented to me on social media as like, this is like the perfect 10 or whatever. This is what I should be aspiring to. Or what am I actually attracted to? What actually makes me happy? What type of personality or the way someone looks actually makes me feel good or makes me happy? Sometimes you think what you think is, I think as you get older, it gets easier to kind of unravel this stuff, but especially when you're younger. And I was just like that as well. It's very easy to think you're pursuing something that you want, but it's actually sort of been put there by kind of the consumer culture, influencers, whatever.
Well, you tweeted this image. I think it was you. It's a picture of Bugatti and it's just got the text, "You want this." Then it's a picture of Andrew Tate and he goes, "Okay, I want that. I will literally spend my life trying to get it." And then there's another picture of a rich man who sold the car to him going, "Good boy." And then Andrew Tate goes, "I escaped the Matrix."
Yeah, I mean, to me, that kind of sums it up. Like, I don't want to shit on like having nice stuff. So having nice stuff is nice. Like having disposable income, being able to go out to a restaurant and eat a nice meal, like that objectively can improve your life. But I also think that you do have to be careful that you're not just pursuing someone else's ideal. Because we live in a capitalist economy where people have an interest in making you feel like you're deficient in some quality, and then to feel whole again, you have to buy this product. The manosphere does that. It tells you that you're not kind of worthy. You're kind of this pathetic soy boy, beta male, or whatever. And then they come in and say, but if you drop £10,000 on my course, I can be your kind of savior and guide and fix you. So you've got to be very careful. Like, people have an interest in making you feel like shit to then come in and present the solution.
Well, this is a very highfalutin question to ask you, but with your views on that capitalism that sort of pounces on people's desire to fulfill certain needs or wants, so to speak, what do you think would be the best system or best things we can put in place to avoid people and businesses being able to just pounce on these desires and exploit people effectively?
I mean, I think the difficulty is with younger men and younger people in general is, so you have, it could be men or women. So we've had statistics about from Meta themselves about young girls feeling insecure the more they're exposed to apps like Instagram. I think, first of all, you have to separate adults and children. There's an element of this which is unavoidable in adults. You know, I want to live in an economy with at least some market mechanism. So I'm a social democrat, favor a mixed economy, but I'm not kind of someone who thinks you can get rid of the market. And I think that can be very useful. But I think at the moment with smartphones and social media, you have some of these people marketing directly to people who aren't grown up yet, to young boys, young women, going straight to their phones, circumventing socialization of parents, of schools, and then making them feel like shit and saying that, you know, they're not up to scratch, they're kind of deficient in some quality, and then presenting them, like selling directly to children, basically, in a way we would never allow with, say, television advertising or newspaper advertising or advertising anywhere on the tube or something. You can't market this way to children. But the thing is, with phones, we haven't really caught up with the technology because they're doing that now. And that's part of the problem, I think, with the manosphere and general unhappiness in general among teenagers.
Yeah, well, these businesses are going to employ top psychologists and programmers, and they're going to pounce on every bit of evolution that we can't avoid possible to make us buy their shit.
That's why also when we go like on the train coming here, like everybody's on their phone because we're kind of, and I feel that I try to put it in my bag and I feel the urge to kind of keep checking it because the dopamine hit or whatever. And there's people working on that. They're designed to do that, for us to do that.
I was filming something in a tube station the other day and I just switched up once I'd finished and I just got footage trying to get as many people as possible on their phones. And I was literally just going bam, 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 pivoting around with my camera. And every single person was on their phone. Like, it's scary. I should put it together for some
it
sort
is a
of
bit
weird
when
artistic piece just showing all of these, like, I don't want to call them NPCs because I hate the connotations that come with that. But like it's subjugating yourself to being almost less, I don't want to say less than human, but you're kind of stripping away the magic of being a human when you've just got your neck craned down looking at a screen and you're getting all of these articles and your worldview from other people rather than just experiencing the world.